Hi guys, my name's Alana and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I post mental health content and I also do some vlogs. So if you would like to subscribe, that would be really helpful. And if you want to give this video a thumbs up, then that would be really great. Just ignore my cat making noise in the background. She decided to come in just when I'm filming a video. So for today's topic, I'm going to be talking about some ways that I work around my disabilities and my mental health, and just some tips that I have kind of learned and stuff that may help you if you have a mental illness. Maybe you have a like learning disorder, or if you have any sort of like developmental thing that kind of, or just like a chronic illness or anything like that. I'm going to be relating it obviously to my own personal disabilities, but you can use this in replace of, you know, whatever you are experiencing. A few things that I am diagnosed with, it's kind of a long list, but if you're new to my channel, I have bipolar disorder, I have borderline personality disorder, agoraphobia, social anxiety, generalized anxiety, and then I get panic attacks with anxiety, and specifically the kind of agoraphobia aspect. And I also deal with a lot of like sensory kind of overload issues, specifically when it comes to like noise or too many like physical, like visual stimulus, which I actually think that is more linked, not to really to do with the anxiety. I think the visual thing is more linked to my learning disorder. So I have a learning disorder. It's not as commonly well known. Dyscalculia is where you struggle with, you know, mathematics, and it really affects your working memory. It just adds to the stress, and because I already have anxiety, going out of the house does cause me anxiety. And in regards to my mental health, I suppose the thing that would mainly affect me is on a daily basis would be BPD, and just also like my anxiety disorders. They have a huge, really big impact. Moving on to the things that I do to help me. One of the biggest things that has helped me with all of these issues, especially with having agoraphobia, is to have somebody, and this may not be possible, I know this, but if you are able, within Australia, we have things like NDIS, which is like National Disability Funding, and we have a lot of governmental like support services. I have my mum who's at home all the time now because she's no longer working, but when she was at work, I was going to actually apply for a support worker who would basically, they just you know, pick you up. So when you have a shift with them, they'll come to your house, they'll pick you up. They have transport, so they'll pick you up and then you'll go and do what you want to do. So that could be you want to go to the shops because maybe you need groceries and you need assistance. This is what I mean by like this video can be for anyone, is because this applies to any disability. So say you need help going to the grocery store. I used to have a lot of trouble going to the grocery store. This was one of my biggest issues with agoraphobia, and it was like a big ordeal trying to go to the grocery store. And I would like just freak out when I went. And I would have like basically be having a panic attack and would have to kind of like run out of the store. So I wanted a support work. I was going to apply for one because I really needed it for appointments. Like, you know, if you have to go to the bank, if you have to go do your groceries, maybe you want to go to the shops. Going to the shops was, I still struggle with it now, but it was a massive ordeal. If you want to know more about this, it's in my video talking about agoraphobia, and also because of my learning problems. So getting a support worker could be a really helpful thing for you if you feel like you have a disability and you're struggling to be independent and do things. You just need that extra support. Having a support worker, or if you do have a family member who is able to, or maybe you have a carer who can do those things with you. As of right now, like I utilize my mum quite a bit. So I didn't get a support worker because there was no point, because my mum is at home all the time now. And 9 out of 10 times she can come with me. I try to do things on my own, but sometimes I really do need that support. This is leading on to my second point, kind of. It's a little bit similar to, I suppose, I kind of consider a support worker an aid almost, because they are aiding you to do your just general life stuff. If you have depression, for example, they can come to your house and they can help you clean up the kitchen. Maybe your kitchen is a mess because you've been really, really depressed and you're unable to do the cleaning. Secondly, my other thing that I use very regularly is this disability lanyard. I got this from the Sunflower lanyard scheme, I think it's called. It is just this hidden disabilities thing. It was started in the UK. You can Google it. I just got this off the website. This card just says hidden disabilities on it. And then the back, it has like some information. I was just checking there's nothing like personal on it. Basically, it just says like your name and then a family member or a contact, like a contact number. And then it says any special needs assistance. So these are really good for in airports, because they actually will recognize if you're wearing one of these that you need extra assistance. So a lot of people in Australia don't actually know what this is, because it did start off as a UK thing, but I wear it because it has the word disability on it. And I know that some people don't, this is a very personal thing, like some people don't want their disability kind of on display. The thing is with me is that my disabilities are very hidden, in a sense that people aren't going to know that I'm disabled by just looking at me. So I like to wear this when I go to the shops and when I go to appointments, because it just eases a lot of my anxiety. Because like with the counting money instance, if that happens, I've got this lanyard on. If I can't find something and I ask somebody, they can like help me. And I just feel like it gives this, it just really helps, because people have this like understanding. Then they can just have a quick glance at it and then have a bit of understanding that, okay, like this person does have some sort of disability. I'm not telling them what it is. I'm just saying that basically just be a bit more patient and I might need a bit of extra help. And then I just have this little thing, which is a sensory item. And that's another thing that I have really utilized as sensory items. I've got this little like ball here that I like to kind of play with, and I put it in my bag, for instance. It's only small and you can just like fiddle with this, and I like it because it's like glittery as well. That is my third tip. My fourth tip would be that when you go to appointments, that you take a either you can use a phone. I don't like to use my phone, but you can do that. But I have a notebook here, and this notebook is set aside for my health stuff. So I have this notebook, and I have been writing in this notebook since I think 2019. And I have all of my medical information in this. I also have a folder with extra paperwork and diagnosis things and everything, but this journal is specifically for my health. So after I go to my appointment, or before I go to my appointment, say it's with my psychiatrist or with my GP or whoever it is, I used to do like sessions with an OT as well, and this would be helpful. But I would write down some dot points before I go, either on this book or in my phone, and I would write down what I need to discuss in the appointment, because like I said, my memory is very, very short, so it's very hard to remember stuff, so that's why I always need to write it down. And then I go to my appointment, and then I sometimes what people have been doing lately who are part of my treatment team is actually just been ringing my mom and just explaining what we talked about in the appointment. A lot of them have been doing that lately within the last like 6 months, just because like I've been having a really hard time relaying information and like remembering it and then being able to explain it properly, and it's like a lot and I get overwhelmed. So often they'll do that, but other times I come home, and as soon as I'm finished my appointment, I come home and I will write in this I'll show you this page, but I just had to just cover up something that is personal. But yeah, I would write like in this page, for instance, August update, what was the appointment, say it was psychiatrist, I put medications, has there been any changes in it, this book keeps track of all of my symptoms, my episodes, because I have bipolar. I write down every time I have an episode, I write down what symptoms I had, how long I had them, because these are all information that you need to know. Specifically for when you're on medication, like they always want to know this. Or if you have to go to emergency, they want to know information. If you're joining a new health service, a new GP, it's just a lot easier to have it all in the one place. So yeah, that's what I put in this, and I write the notes from my appointments in here, and I also write every month or every 2 months I'll update it, and I'll put any new symptoms that I've developed, whether it's my physical health, because I also do have a couple of little physical health things, so I'll write that down, my mental health, and then just, you know, medications, because I'm on a lot of medication, so I try to keep track of it. Another thing for medication is to get a medication tracker, or like an app that will remind you, so you can set it to, or you can put alarms, but you can tell you, it will remind you when to take your meds. You can also get those pill boxes where you can put the meds in there, so you know whether you've taken it or not. I have an alarm that I use, although my mum does my medication, but I do have an alarm because I have to remember to go ask her for it all the time, so that is something. And you can do this on your phone. I just really like writing in notebooks and like having it here. Like, I'm very artistic, so I like to do it physically. But I have this diary for 2022. In this, again, I have a section which I write in all my appointments for the month, and I take a photo of this. So when I'm going to book appointments, because I have so many appointments, it's ridiculous. They can't double up on days, so I have to have a picture of this in my phone so that I know what days I have appointments, and I check this every day because my memory is so bad. And even with this diary, I still forget appointments. I'll be sitting at home, drinking my coffee, sitting there doing nothing, and then next minute my mental health nurse rings and is like, you know, you have an appointment like now, and I'm sitting at home like, what? I don't remember that. She's like, yeah, we booked it, remember? You wrote it on your phone. So for that reason, I have to look at this every day. Usually I look at this twice a day, to be honest. I look at it right before I go to bed, and then I always look at it in the morning, sometimes look at it during the day. It is ridiculous, like, how hard it is to keep track of stuff, but that's why I recommend getting a journal. You can just write everything in there, and then you're good to go. So I utilize these two things on a very regular basis. So yeah, those are my tips. Sorry that this video is kind of long, but I wanted to give you guys some advice and some tips of what like, you know, you can do. So like I said, this can apply even if you have like AIDS, like you have a physical disability, or if you have you know, other things like autism or developmental disorders, any type of thing. These are all pretty common, like, things that if you went to an OT, you know, occupational therapist, if you went to a social worker, probably more an OT, but even if you went to therapy, counseling, this is stuff that they're going to tell you. And the reason why I know this is because I've been to all of these people, and they have suggested this stuff. And I've also studied mental health and done placements, like work placements and everything like that. And this is what we would do with clients, like depending on a range of different disabilities and illnesses. So these are pretty standard things, but just a lot of people aren't aware of them, and I definitely didn't know any of this back when I was just leaving school and I didn't have any support or any sort of diagnosis yet. So yeah, that is so important. These things are what I use regularly, and I hope you found this helpful. Please comment any other things that help you down in the comment section, and also leave a comment like, are you a person who likes to kind of you know, like wear a disability lanyard or something like that to get people to be a bit more aware, or do you prefer for people not to know? Because that's another personal decision that it's not wrong or right whether you choose either or. But yeah, I really like to know that. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you have any video suggestions, leave them in the comment box down below. I will try to get to them. I'm sorry if my uploading hasn't been that good of content or stuff. I've been having a really hard time with my mental health lately, so it's been making it very hard to make these videos, because these videos are things that I have to plan and have really good concentration for, which my concentration has been very bad, but I'm trying. So yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, I thank you guys for supporting this channel and for subscribing and commenting, because the comments really do mean a lot to me. And the fact that even if one person gets takes some advice or even gets like helped by this video, like that means a lot to me. So thank you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.